Here comes a bigger problem. We have State Farm to pull out of 72,000 California insurance policies. Yikes. This is from Insurance Business Magazine. We never cited them, but this was sent to me by a friend of mine in insurance. We have 30,000 policies, including homeowners, rental dwellings, and other property insurance for those of residential community associations and business owners being canceled or discontinued. And then you have 42,000 commercial apartment policies also getting discontinued.
So,
in addition to what's already happened.
I'll tell you, that insurance policy for the apartment complexes is such a kick in the nuts, because if we're trying to refinance a client and their complex didn't update certain things and they didn't get their records up to date, they don't have allocated budget, the insurance isn't covering enough of the dwellings that needs to be covered.
Yep.
You can't refinance, guys.
That's
you
right.
can't purchase that property in that house with the FHA or VA conventional loan if it doesn't meet certain characteristics.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think, oh, insurance, that's not a big deal. No, it's going to start affecting 30,000 people, 42 more. This is going to be a huge problem in the months to come as it starts trickling down into the months that they pull out. Well, something's going to break.
And let's clarify, commercial apartment policy sector, I actually do not know if that includes the condominium complexes
like
that
residential
have more
and stuff
than
like that.
4 units. Yeah, because the other part of this is the residential. You're talking
yeah.
about a commercial apartment policy. So an owner who owns a commercial apartment, who has an apartment complex and has a commercial policy on top of that.
Yeah.
But if condos are tucked underneath that, I don't know if they are or not. If they are, what you're saying is 100% correct, because your association has to have coverage.
So
that goes to the HOA part and the part above it. No, go. What were you going to say?
So I was going to say that the HOA, certain insurances, like just for them, like we had to get something updated for the client that we just refinanced.
Yep.
And they didn't have enough dwelling coverage. So the whole association had to update the policy.
Right.
Their fiscal year was due right here in July. So luckily they're like, hey, it's almost done. We can make it happen. But if they don't want to work with you, unfortunately, the HOA doesn't have to do it.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
That's so stressful.
You could be subject to whether or not they can get a policy, and if they then want to. So, can you, number one, and then will they, number two?
Yeah,
exactly. That is difficult. What's being cited here in the article is that they did an exhaustive review of the company's financial stability. They've been affected by various factors, including inflation, natural disasters, reinsurance costs, which are insurers of insurance companies, and then outdated regulatory frameworks. Our most recent conversations about insurance have been mostly unpopular in the comments section because people are like, yeah, F them. Who cares? We pay them. They can't pay us. And I agree. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It is definitely a love and hate relationship.
Oh, yeah.
I love that I have insurance when I have a claim to make, like I did last year.
But I hate when I have to pay
really
every
hate
month.
paying a premium for a service I don't ever have to use. So it's like this. I like it when I need it. I don't like it when I got to pay for it, right? I get it. I understand. And I also understand that, at least what I've recently seen in our comments is there's no love lost for the insurance companies have to leave. Like,
no. Hey, later,
bye.
Don't
Sorry,
let the door
sucker.
kick you on the way out.
I'm not mad. You all made billions of dollars last year, and it's like, yeah, I get it. I 100% get it. I understand.
So if they modernize the rate application and the frameworks, how would that alleviate high costs?
I think that just is more of a way to sneakily say we can have less people. We can rely on software who can help us more adequately do some of the same tasks without the high cost of having a person do it.
Got it.
I think that's part of it. I think a lot of this has to do with risk assessment and just identifying, are we even willing to take the risk to exist in a certain place? This is why you see people asking, like, what's your zip code? They're doing Google Maps to look at people's yards. How close are you to a canyon? Are you in a place that is in a fire zone or next to a fire zone?
Oh, God.
Not just did you have a claim on your property, are you even next to a fire zone? I think there's that. And then you have the size of natural disasters that has basically depleted a lot of these resources. Yes, they still make billions of dollars, but here's the deal. In order to operate in the state of California, you have to remain solvent. So the Insurance Commissioner of California has standards and requirements for you as a company to be able to pay on the policies that you have been taking money from via premiums from people. So there's like this kind of buoyancy, if you will, that you have to maintain this solvency test in order to be in California. And if you are either failing that solvency test or you would potentially be failing it, you got a business choice to make right now. So they're either going to stay or they're going to go. And what you see right now is they're going.
Yeah.
So,
it just doesn't make sense.
This part of the show, for those of you who are watching that you currently have a State Farm policy, at least the article is saying that State Farm is going to be reaching out to everyone individually to send a letter to say whether or not you will be non-renewed or canceled And then I would suggest that you really quickly try to find someone in your area that still provides the type of coverage that you are being canceled for.
Yeah.
Whether that is a local insurance broker, whether that is another agency that's a national agency. We have also covered an entire show on this topic on Friends of Mortgage Heroes. Go look at Friends of Mortgage Heroes episode 11. We had Farmers and State Farm here on the show. We also had Carlo, our good friend from Old Harbor Insurance. He's an insurance broker. Come on. Months ago, and he talked about this as well. They're either going to happen during your policy expiration date, or it's going to happen by this summer, depending on which type of policy we just mentioned is covering you. It could be, if it's one of the 30,000 policies for the homeowners, rental dwellings, and other property insurance, looks like that's going to start being canceled or discontinued July 3rd of 2024. And the commercial apartment policies look like they're about to start being canceled or discontinued August 20 of 2024. So as of right now, you got a couple months, but get on it. Don't wait
till they cancel your policy. Yeah, be proactive, because it's going to come by quickly.
Yeah, this broadly comes down to what's going to happen at the insurance level at the state, with the state of California, and insurers decide if they're going to stay here or not, and if they want to come back. Look, no love lost, but also maybe loss of risk or increased risk for those of us on the consumer side. I mean, we have business here, we have property here, we have equipment here, we have our own possessions that we insure in our homes, our residences, here at the company, when we take gear on the road, all sorts of stuff. So,
it's like passed down risk. Like, nobody wants to take the risk, so they're like, hey, we'll just not insure. It's like, no insurance for your insurance, so no insurance.
Well, and depending on what topic and part of the insurance you're talking about, cost to replace, cost to repair, cost to rebuild varies by a lot.
Yeah.
So I know we had to kind of hurry through some of these last ones. Brian, any last idea or last thoughts on the insurance topic? Other than get ahead of it right now? If you're a buyer, get your insurance in line as fast as you get your loan in line.
One of the insurance that I've been seeing a lot still pass through, and I'll link we'll put the link to them, is KW Insurance Specialty. They actually have been very good at still insuring properties here in California. And out of the 4 partners that I work with for insurance, all of them sent me them and basically said, hey, they already have them, so stay with them if they're already insuring.
KW Insurance Specialty.
Yeah,
okay,
KW
you're gonna have to send
I'll
that.
send it for. And actually, Carlos the one that basically helps us out with that one. So yeah, just definitely we'll put the information of everybody we use.
All right, cool.